Hello everyone, it's Lottie from Enjoying the Journey, Cancer as a Lifestyle. How is everyone doing? Are you guys enjoying this heat wave? Hey, we cannot complain. We have been praying for this all winter long, so now we got it, so enjoy it. Thank goodness for air conditioning. I am a creature of leisure. I like my air conditioning and I like my heat in the winter, so if I have to work extra hours to provide that, I will. Anyway, today I wanted to ask a question. Why do you watch the channels that you watch? I love to binge watch different channels. I do not stick with like one type of YouTube channels. I watch everything. Like I really have a variety. I always love that. And I love to go and binge watch like the whole thing. Like I want to go and see every video they did, and I take turns doing that. And I especially like to start from the beginning and work my way to the present. I feel like I am learning a little bit about the person every time they post a video. And if you think about it, oh, sorry. Sorry about that. My son just came in, and so you probably heard him, but it's okay. So anyway, where was I? So I love to go back because I like to see, why, they started the channel. I like to know a little bit about them. And when you watch them, especially like from the beginning, and you kind of watch more of their channels, I feel they reveal a little bit about themselves every time. And that's what we love about the channels that we watch, right? So I binge watch channels. And you can always tell when I'm doing your channel is because I will do several at one time. And so when Melissa from Crocheting Agreement started that binge watch challenge, I was like, why not do it? So I've done one before, and I haven't done one in a while. So I did 2 channels this time. I am almost done with one of them. I only have a couple videos left, but I'm still going to shout you out, ladies. So the very first one is Deb from More WIP. Now, I don't know why you watch the channels that you watch, but I feel that there is something about that person that reminds me of someone, or I have a connection with them in some way. To me, Deb is like one of those people that I know I could go and have coffee with. And I say that a lot about a lot of the channels. And there's just something about a person's personality that you can connect with, like a sister, or that you can share something with, whether it's your love of books or your love of crocheting, or it's your love of just painting or whatever. There's something in common that you feel with this person. Deborah is one of those people that I just feel like I could just have a good time with her. I also love especially when she brings in her youngest child, her daughter, and she calls her sis. Now, I love these kind of nicknames because to me that means there is a real personable relationship there. There's a lot of love there when you have a nickname for someone. It means a lot. So her daughter just reminds me a lot of my old self. When I was younger, because she crochets, and the little girl crochets, and she just crochets what she wants in her own style, in her own method. There is no patterns, or she just does what she feels like, and she just does it. And I like that about her. I like that she's creative like that. I love that about her. I also love that Deb has, now this is going to sound crazy, she has this china cabinet in her, what I think is her breakfast room in her kitchen. Now, I am Polish. I grew up Polish. I was born in Poland. A true Polish person. Every household that came from Poland has a china cabinet. And Deb has a really nice one where you put all your treasures in, and almost like my mom has one, and she puts her china in, her crystals, and on display. Well, Deb puts her yarn in. And it's so neatly organized. There are no strands hanging out. It's just like the most beautifully organized by color china cabinet. I look around my room and I think, boy, I just wish I could be like that because there's yarn everywhere. You know, our children, the kittens, they just, you know, there's yarn all over the place. They're always taking it out of my bag and whatever. I wish I could have that look so neat. And so Deb, I just love that about you. And I love her hair. She has, and I know these may seem superficial things, but there's things that we connect with someone. I love her personality. I love her beautiful thick hair that I know that you must struggle with every morning because a lot of hair is a lot of work every morning. But you know, I hope you go out and check her out. If you don't know Deb from One More WIP, what a great name, huh? How original is that? And I will have her link down below so you can go show her some love or just check her out. Maybe, you know, watch a couple videos, and that's how you can find out if you are really liking the person that you want to maybe watch this channel some more. So that's Deb. Now the other one that I'm almost done watching, I still have a couple more videos, and that is Esmeralda from God Rocks 2107. So I love Esmeralda as well. And what is so special about her? Well, there's a lot special about Esmeralda. I love her perfect, beautiful face is just radiant all the time. You know how people say that your smile is, you can see the reflection, your eyes are smiling? That's Esmeralda. And another thing I love is that her name to me is like, oh, because in the future, one day, I will have a little granddaughter named Esmeralda, because that is a name that my daughter really loves. So when I think of her, and sometimes I call her Esme, and I'm thinking, and because I kind of think of like if my granddaughter ever appeared, came into this world, I would call her Esme. So sometimes I call her Esme by accident, and I think, boy, what if she don't like that name, you know? But I love Esmeralda, and I think Esmeralda lives. Now, don't get me wrong, and Esmeralda, if I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments. I think she lives in Arizona, and I wasn't sure. I didn't know that because almost every video she has tank tops on, and I'd be like, it's wintertime, woman. How are you wearing all this? How are you not cold? But then I think I realized she mentioned she lives in Arizona one time. Great positive outlook in her. She loves yarn, and I love how a lot of the yarns that she shows, the colors and the projects that she works on, it's a lot of the ones that I like. You know what I mean? It's like you have that common ground. She homeschools her own children, and I mean, I love that. I love how she calls her mom Queen. I mean, that's beauty. You know, that's wonderful. So please check out Esmeralda. Wonderful lady, and check her out. You cannot help but be bubbling along with her personality. You know, she just has that great outlook on life. So check her out. Also, she is God Rocks 2107 Esmeralda. Go show her some love. Now I wanted to talk about one of a question that I get asked a lot about my own channel. And if you stayed with me this long, then you know, hey, I'm just going to make it short and quick, I promise, so you can move on to the next channel. So a lot of people ask me, what's with the name? Like, why did you call it, like, why do you need to have that word cancer in your channel name? But when I came on here, then, you know, enjoying the journey, cancer is a lifestyle, actually happened many years ago. This is just like another round of social media that I entered into, which is YouTube. But I originally used that name on my blog. And when I started a blog back in 2011, when my second bout with cancer happened, and I really thought I was dying. I was going to die. I didn't think I was going to make it through. I did not, I was very naive, and I didn't think I would have to deal with cancer ever again. But it ended up becoming my lifestyle. It ended up being where almost what I had 4 times already that it came back. And so I started a blog, and I ended up calling that because I wanted to leave something behind for my children, almost like what do they call that? You know, where I'm leaving something behind for them. I really thought I was going to die. I was dealing with death during that time. And, you know, here I am still. I made it through. And after that, you know, I had cancer 2 more times after that. So I would write about it. And so then when I decided in 2000, what was it, 17? I don't remember when I came on. I decided that I think I'm going on 4 years here. Am I been 4 years? Maybe 3. I'm not sure. I have to see. God, that's terrible, isn't it? But when I came on here, I decided that I was going to continue on using the same name, because that's what technically people that read my blog and, you know, knew me by. So I continue on, and I also wanted people to see that you could live a purposeful life with cancer. And when I originally started, I was more, a lot of my blogs in the beginning were about cancer. And, you know, the tips. I had a lot of tips on things. People would ask me questions, and I would just do a blog about them because I use my experience. And so a lot of in the beginning, that's what I was doing on the channel. And then I also did the crocheting, because the crocheting came from the cancer. I used that was my therapy while I was going through it. It helped me get through it. And I wanted to show also, to kind of promote the ministry and show people, you know, this is what I'm doing. And so that's how I started. And in fact, I get often asked a lot, is that why don't you talk about cancer more, or talk about your journey? But I have, and that's why I've kind of started doing playlists. I've been working on playlists where if you wanted to go to learn more about my cancer journey, or anything that I've spoken about cancer, it will be in my playlist. And I already named the playlist, and I started, you know, moving the videos onto them. So if you wanted to look at some of them, they're there. So you don't have to go ruffle through my whole channel looking for them. So I have, you know, categorized all my made playlists, basically, so you could go and look at them. But I have made, and I still do continue to do updates on my cancer, but not as much anymore, because I have been in remission now for 5 years. And now I'm really feeling bad that I don't know when I started on YouTube. I need to go back and see what date that was. So that's how I stayed with my name. And I understand that many people have an issue with the word cancer and don't like that. And this is why I don't really belong to any community, because when I first came out, I was looking for other cancer channels, and technically, without sounding very, you know, brass and coarse, either they passed away, or once they went into remission, they just stopped making them. And I always thought that was strange, because I know that people fear that word cancer, but you want to show people life after the cancer. You want to show that, you know, well, look, I'm still here. You know, I can still live a purposeful life. I can still, you know, and don't get me wrong, because a lot of people think that, you know, my personality tends to be more, you know, I show that, you know, the positive side more, and, you know, they see me laughing, and they see me all that, and they think that everything is hunky-dory. Things are not hunky-dory. It's just that I choose to be show this attitude. There are a lot of long-term side effects that you get from cancer that I deal with, but I just, you know, I go through my periods of that, you know, when I get these relapses of it, like this week. you know, I've been dealing with a lot of the my joint issues and you know things like that, where you know it affects my sleep, it affects my rest, it affects my mobility. You know, I don't have that. I'm not as agile, even in my hands. You know, I just don't can't grab things as well. So when I have a where they call it an episode where you know it happens. Trust me. Nobody is gets out of cancer and is just skipping along. You know, we all have long-term side effects, so they happen. But I just wanted to show people that. So yes, there are uh, videos that I've done on that, but I choose to do that. So when I came on, like I said, I don't really belong to the cancer community because they're really not around. And the ones that do the videos now, they're going through their journey with cancer, but a lot of them stop when they're done, or they pass away and then you don't see anymore. And the yarning community don't really view me as the yarny community because I don't have a yarny channel. And even though, and I kind of do something different, I'm not really doing tutorials, I'm not doing anything, um, you know, I crochet for ministry. So everything I do for ministry. And that's what I'm really promoting here is ministry. So I'm a little, you know, kind of, I'm like that orphan child that don't have a home. But anyway, you guys, I just wanted to come on and, you know, promote these two channels. If you guys can go show some love and kind of give you a little, you know, about my name. Every so often people ask about it, and usually because they're new subscribers and they're just curious, why are you, you know, and someone did ask me that, like, why that name? Why would you want to be known by that name? But I am actually proud of that name because a lot went into that name and a lot of work came through it and with it. And, you know, this is who I am. So, why do you watch the channels that you watch? Have a good day, everyone. Bye.